Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Life According to Nikki.
Are we kidding? Oh my gosh, I love that.
Guys, thanks for being here. A little bit later on today's episode, we are going to have a guest star, my friend Amberly. So you're going to get to hear all about how we met, and the core of what we're going to talk about is traveling. But before we get to all of that, you know where we got to begin. If you are a frequent listener, you know how we start off these episodes, and it is with my rundown of what I've been reading, watching, listening to lately. So, beginning at the top, I went and watched Twisters in theaters. Let me tell you, that was a trip. I genuinely didn't expect it to be as thrilling as it was. I mean, I was there for the rom-com element of Glenn Powell and what's-her-face from Normal People, which, side note, I love Normal People. I love her in it. She's also in Where the Crawdads Sing, but if you're a frequent listener, you know my feelings on Where the Crawdads Sing. I thought the ending was stupid, and I thought the book was boring. If you don't know my opinions already, I have another episode on it. But the actress herself, she's fabulous. I love her. Her name is Daisy Edgar Jones. Also, on the topic of her, she was recently on Brittany Broski's Royal Court episode on YouTube, which I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about the YouTube channels that I watch when I have my next episode with my brother. He is coming back due to popular demand. Y'all really inflated his ego on that one, okay? Which as a sister, I was like, excuse you? Why is this my most listened to episode and it's my sibling? But, you know, it was funny. I did laugh a ton editing that episode back, so I get it. We're hilarious together. We do share DNA, so, you know, if he's funny, I must be funny is how I took it. He is going to come back and we're going to discuss YouTube channels, and Brittany Broski is on that list. Royal Court, I absolutely love it, but this week I did also watch Daisy Edgar Jones' interview on her YouTube channel. So since, you know, I was already talking about her, might as well drop that mention right now. But going back to Twisters, I don't want to give any spoilers away, even though I am totally that girl. Like, I'm totally fine with some spoilers as long as I ask for them. Sometimes I'll read the end of books or look up an ending beforehand. But this one, I didn't know what to expect. I've never seen any of the Twister prequel stuff. I don't know, was it a TV show? Was it a movie before? I don't know. I know that this was a remake. I was here for the romance element that they kept advertising. So I was going in thinking, you know, it was going to be just this romantic storyline that happened to have tornadoes. Let me tell ya, I was on the edge of my freaking seat. I was hyperventilating. I was gasping. I was nervous out of my mind. I felt like I was in those tornadoes. Truly. I watched it with my friend Carolyn. Shout out to her. She'll be on the pod soon. We went, and the whole time I kept looking at her and she was looking at me, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is so intense. I felt like I was in a true thriller. I felt like I was watching The Quiet Place, you know, where just like everything just sets you on edge. It felt like the second Quiet Place movie, where just one thing after another keeps happening. That's what it felt like watching Twisters. And I didn't hate it. I actually really enjoyed myself. But I just wish I would have gone in with the mentality that I was going to be as stressed as I was, because my heart was not ready for that. Felt like I got palpitations, honestly. And watching it in a theater was kind of magical with the surround sound. Now, here's this next part. I am going to drop a little bit of a spoiler, okay? So if you haven't watched it, just skip ahead like 30 seconds. For everyone that's seen it, you guys, I did not see that coming, that everyone was gonna die in the beginning, okay? Obviously, when she kissed the guy, I was like, oh, well, he's dead because we have Glenn Powell coming and she can't have two love interests. So I knew he was gonna die, but I did not know that the other two were also gonna die within just seconds of each other. That was so traumatizing. Not only for, you know, her, the girl that actually went through it, even though it's fictional, but we're gonna pretend like it was real, but it was traumatizing for me. And him being on top of her and then just flying off, horrific. So then when it gets a little bit later in the movie, she goes back to Oklahoma and she's in that first tornado, right? And she like bails out because she's scared and everyone's all pissed at her. I was like, we're not really taking into consideration her circumstances. How would you feel if 3 people died in front of your eyes? One of them was on top of you, protecting you, and flew off to their death? I don't know about you, but I'd have some PTSD from that. And also, when she was in the pool with Glenn in the middle of a tornado again, I was like, this poor girl can't catch a break. Like, the PTSD she must be having right now as this new man tries to protect her, oh, it was a lot for me. And I feel like her PTSD was not taken seriously enough. It was still really good, though. I still really enjoyed it. I felt like the special effects were great. I felt like I was just right there, stress and anxiety at an incoming tornado. So I think that they did that well. Now, I'll be honest, I've never one time in my life thought, you want to know where I want to go for vacation? Oklahoma. Never has that crossed my mind. But after watching this movie, this single-handedly killed any tourism desire that I had to go to Oklahoma for the rest of my life. You can tell me all day long that it's not realistic, that that's not really what it's like, that doesn't happen. I don't care. I watched that movie and I am now convinced that that is real, and I will never be setting foot in that state. Absolutely not. You couldn't convince me. I mean, before, it's not like I would have been gung-ho, but now you're like, hey, want to go to Oklahoma? Yeah, that's gonna be a big fat no thanks coming from me. The movie was great. The soundtrack was incredible. I absolutely loved the songs, and I have been listening to the song Out of Oklahoma by Lainey Wilson on repeat ever since I saw the movie weeks ago. Amazing song. I will be listening to that for years to come. Although I may not set foot in Oklahoma, I will be listening to Out of Oklahoma by Lainey Wilson. So if you're in my car for the next, 1 to 2 months, you're probably going to hear that song at one point. The first thing I did when I got in my car after the movie was look up that song because I loved it in the movie. And there's other songs that were really great as well. Overall rating of Twisters, personal scale, I was extremely entertained. I had a great time. Spoiler, I was pissed that they did not keep in the kiss at the end because they filmed it. Oh, I saw it online. I saw the kiss, but they took it out and I was so upset. But other than that, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I wonder if I would give it the same rating outside of the theater, so I'm going to have to watch it again to see if it has the same effect now knowing what I know, but also not having the surround sound of a theater atmosphere. I don't know. I'll keep you updated on that. But for now, it's going to be an 8.5 on my scale, and I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 on the public scale. I'm going to do a little bit lower for public just because, I don't know if it's going to be for everybody. I don't know what everyone's attitude about tornadoes and natural disasters are. Also, I've got to believe that there's some people out there that would find this very touchy because if they themselves have been through a natural disaster, again, we need to give a little bit more precedence to their PTSD because not enough was given to Daisy's character in the movie, So I'm going to just go slightly lower for public. I don't know if it's for everybody, but I had a very enjoyable time. Next up on my list, I tried rewatching The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I remembered this being a lot better than it was this time around. I couldn't even finish it. I tried to watch it over the course of 3 days and kept getting interrupted. And every time I tried to go back, I was like, ugh, okay, fine, I'll watch it. I would press play and I was so bored. Finally, it got to the last fourth and I was interrupted again, and I just haven't found it in me to press play for the final 4th time. I mean, yes, it has Superman in it. He's so hot. It also has Armie Hammer, which maybe the truth about him and how terrible he is has affected my opinion. I mean, that's a valid argument, but with all of that being said, personal scale, I'm going to give it an indifferent 5 out of 10. On the public scale, I feel like this is a bit more of a popular movie, and of course everyone's a little bit less judgmental when it comes to character development and plot and all that, so I'll just give it a 6 out of 10 for the public, but no for me. And with that, we are going to move on to meeting Amberly. Today, we have my beautiful friend, Amberly, with us.
Hello, guys. I'm so excited to be on the podcast.
I love when my friends come on and they are active listeners of the pod. Makes me so happy.
I'm a huge fan.
Guys, I see your numbers. If you could drop me a review, that'd be great. Give me some stars, maybe, because where you at? I see you.
I see you on my stats, but where you at in my reviews?
Honestly, it's worth it listening to her. Like, I'm one of those people that I'm not like the hugest fan of podcasts, but listening to Nikki's podcast, they are fires. I recommend them to anyone, even if you're not her friend.
Thank you so much. I just need my friends to start endorsing me all the time.
I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And now, next bullet point, say how pretty I am.
You're like, actually, I come on these podcasts just to like have my friends advertise how good I am.
That's kind of what's happening today, actually.
Basically.
Because you're going to talk about your recent travels. And this is really exactly what you just said.
Literally.
I gave you a bunch of recommendations.
Yes.
You took them like the great friend you are. Because that's the thing. I'm handing out free advice all day. And nobody's taking it. And I'm like, it's free though.
Sometimes it can sound extreme though. You're like, I don't even know, but it's so good.
I am extreme, for sure. It's not for everybody. But I'm like, just give it a chance. Just try it one time. And we're going to talk about everything that I told you to try and how it worked out for you. When you told me about it, I immediately was like, so will you come on the podcast and tell everybody what you just said about how great it was and how you listened to every word that I said and how amazing it turned out? Because that would be
I'm a witness.
great. I need to gather witnesses to be like, listen to me. I know what the freak I'm talking about.
Yes,
sometimes.
You do.
Sometimes. Very niche, specific topics. Don't ask me about World War II. Don't ask me about, like basic things. But if you want to know about how to travel hack the crap out of life,
You've got it down.
I've got it.
Oh,
Okay,
so
but before we get into that, first, Amberly, how do we know each other?
We go back 4 or 5 years. It's been a while. It was like 2019. I just started college. I moved into this complex, this really run down, old garbage complex. It was really cheap, so it was nice for that reason. But it is like 6 people, 1 bathroom. Not the ideal place.
And the funny thing is, these apartments were for sure designed for 3 people to live in it.
Oh, for
Max.
sure.
Max.
sure.
But they stuck 2 beds per room. You have about 12 inches of space on the floor between your 2 beds.
There's only one person that can walk through the aisle. Like, it's so tight.
It's like a balance beam length in between the 2 beds. And you're like, pretty sure this room is designed for 1.
Literally.
1 small preteen. But
my
no, we
gosh.
got 2 full-grown women up in here.
That's how they do it, though, But here we are at this complex, and I meet you. There was a Halloween party or something. We were all dressed up. I think that was the first time I actually met you.
Yes.
It was like instantly, you're gonna be my friend.
You're like, you're a friend.
I'm like, you're good. You're funny. You're a person I want to hang out with.
Here's the thing about me. Whenever I'm in a new place, new environment, I had just moved in as well.
Yeah.
I will lock in on people that I'm like, you're cool. Target acquired. I saw both you and your roommate, Kimmy.
Uh-huh.
Instantly, I was like, there they are. I'm about to shoot my shot, and I'm going to make these 2 my besties.
Honestly, and it worked. We didn't even live in the same apartment, but I honestly feel like I was your roommate.
Yeah.
Like, I was always at your apartment watching movies or doing something in your place. Like, I never lived at my place, actually. I was your roommate. Your couch roommate.
That's the thing. I start with like, let me get them with the humor. Let me get them thinking I'm funny. And then I'm like, lockdown.
You are never leaving me.
That's exactly what I want. I want everyone to come live with me.
And it worked. We did. We lived with you for the next year. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh. The amount of friends that I've talked to that are like, yeah, I don't know how it happened, but you got me with those movie nights.
That's probably the most I've ever watched movies in my entire life was with you. That year, I had seen the most movies, most TV shows in my entire life. Like, I was not one of those people, but just this friendship, that's just how it worked.
I force my habits and hobbies on others. Absolutely, I do. Zero shame. If you are friends with me, you're coming over to watch a movie. Shout out back to my friend Nikki's podcast episode where I titled it, I Do Think I Could Be a Cult Leader. This is where I get that complex. It's because I'm like, everyone will follow me. Everyone will like movies when I'm done with them.
What's crazy is it works too. Like, I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna be your friend, but like, I might not do exactly what she did. No, I literally became Nikki. I was the other version of you. It works. It does. You have some type of spell or something. You just like cast it all your friends.
But you liked it though, right?
Oh, 100%. That was some of the fondest times of my college experience. Is like literally freshman year with you and my roommate and all the guys that joined. It was just so good.
What a time that was. Yeah, I like to think I use my powers for good. But I just think, you know, everyone's eyes haven't been opened. Let me open them to how great media is. There are movies for everybody. There's books for everybody. There's
Well, you
TV.
made it fun too. Like I feel like everything we did, like you were the best host. Like we always had popcorn. We always had some type of food. We were always very comfortable. There was blankets ready. You know,
The
the
bean bags.
bean bags. Like everything was just perfect. Like you were never uncomfortable at your place.
Thank you so much for saying that. I really do strive to make wherever I live as homey
yeah.
as possible, which isn't really common, I feel
Right.
like, for single adults.
In college apartments too.
College,
it's hard
yeah.
to do that.
Day
It's a skill.
Day one, I'm putting up decorations. We're putting up artwork. I'm getting the bean bags assembled
Yeah.
because I'm such a homebody
Right.
and I'm so lazy that I'm like, well, I need to trick everybody.
Where everyone else can join and be lazy as well.
Exactly. If you are some sports, outdoorsy people, listen, I can spot you from a mile away and you're never my target.
We're never gonna be friends.
Honestly, so good for you. Could never be me. Go back and listen to my episode about studying abroad and that hike I went on, all right? Where I almost died. Yeah, that's what happens anytime I set foot outside. I'm like, I'm gonna be like a nature girly. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
None of your genes. Can't happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit at home movie girly all day, every day. Netflix and chill in a non-sexual way is my life.
And it's fun. It's a fun time. Honestly, that's kind of where we started off. We had
Yes.
the best 2 semesters together. It was so
It
good.
was magical, and then COVID swooped in and
Sent me home.
ruined it all. They ruined my plans.
Literally. But we're still
Yeah.
reunited. Like, it's so awesome
Absolutely.
that it's been years and we're still together. So,
Yes.
have fun.
I love it. Yeah, sorry, that was just, 10 straight minutes of me bragging about myself. I am a narcissist.
And we love you for it.
Yeah, at least I'm honest. Oh my gosh, no, but it's true though. Like, I try and paint an accurate picture of what it's like to be friends with me. I'm like,
Yeah.
get ready for your life to be taken over by my life.
It works every time.
But I'm gonna make sure that you like it though. I'm gonna make you
I was never
really-
for. She never held me down to hang out with her. I enjoyed it.
Have you ever watched as many movies since?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I think if I was your roommate, I'd probably go right back into it.
Oh,
But I'm
absolutely.
definitely, like, I'm still, like, the same. Like, I don't watch movies and TV shows. Ever since living with you and getting to watch movies with you, I feel like I do better at movies. Like, I am more happy to watch them than I was before. You do have this charm, this, like, way of, like, making people interested in what we do and what we watch.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. That was very needed. I'm gonna listen to that back anytime I need validation, so thank you.
Anytime.
I have the best friends, you guys. Associate yourself with people that, like, love you. But the thing is, I could brag just as much about you and how much I adore you, how funny you are,
okay.
how free-spirited. Also because you're younger than me, and I don't have any sisters. I don't know, I
Right.
just kind of looked at you and Kimmy and was like, oh my gosh, sisters that I can have. And I feel like I'm at a position in life where I feel like I actually have sound advice to give as, like, an older sister figure.
Yeah, you taught me so much, honestly. You already know the several things I did not know in my life that you taught me.
That is truly, I feel like, where my passion started coming in for educating adults
Yeah.
rather than just teens. So really,
Oh.
I have you and
I had no
Kimmy.
idea.
Because you guys were just like so responsive, asked such great questions and different things. So
We were
like,
so oblivious to some things, so like you helped us a lot.
well, and then I was like going home and being like, yeah, no problem, I know every answer. And then I'm like studying for hours, textbooks. So what
It
you
worked.
didn't know is I was like, I had to learn it first, and then I was like, I'm ready to teach. Moving right along, why don't you tell us about where you just came back from and all of the things that I told you to do that you did and how it worked out for you.
Easy. Okay. I got to go to Scotland, which was amazing. I've never traveled by myself ever. First time traveler, going to Europe for the first time by myself. Instantly, when I knew I was going on this trip, knew what was happening, I was like, there's only one person I can call. It's Nikki. I was like, Nikki would have all the tips, all the tricks for this trip. So Nikki, being the amazing person she is, literally says, come on over, like, I got you, I'll help you. So we sit down for maybe like an hour or two, and Nikki just gives me all these things. She like lists out. I literally had my phone out, writing all these notes of what I needed to do, what I needed to buy, what I needed to get, what I needed to have ready, what I needed to do when I got there. Like, literally so many lists of things, and it was so useful. Honestly, I can never go back to the lifestyle I thought I lived. Like, I like will never be able to, because like everything I learned from you for traveling was so useful. There's not one thing that I will not do again.
Literally me sitting here bouncing up and down. I'm like, yes. I'm not just traveling with my family. Like, no, I've lived in
traveled so many
3
places.
countries now. Well, technically, U.S. Virgin Islands is a territory, but for all intents and purposes, I've lived in 3 different locations around the world, in Asia, Europe, and in the Caribbean. I'm not some expert traveler in every country or anything like that, but the basics of like, here's how you can make your life so much easier, because I have learned these lessons the hard way. I love sharing them with my friends.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is these tips were so simple. Some of them I was like, whoa, like, I don't know if I can do this, but like, they were so useful, like in the end. So to start, okay, the things I brought, the things that you gave me were so useful. First of all, your backpack that you let me have was amazing. It was so funny because I felt like that backpack was bigger than my suitcase.
Yes.
Which is kind of nice.
No, it
because
is.
I literally had 2 suitcases to fit everything I wanted. So that was really nice, not having to do a check bag. I mean, I was only there for a week, so obviously I didn't do a check bag, but it was so handy. And I also love the Ziploc bags you gave me, the ones that were secure and reusable. Those were so nice to put in soap and all the things that like could potentially melt, like chocolates that I brought home. Saved me. So good. Those kind of like just accessories that you have, that was just so useful for the trip and very easy to carry around. I loved that the backpack opened up like a suitcase. It just made it so easy to pack things in and get things out. So that was first made the trip so easy.
I want to comment on that because I'm going to put the products and stuff on the Instagram. Maybe I'm going to try and see if I can figure out how to make like an Amazon storefront.
Yeah.
Something for these products, because I had my other episode where I've talked about my tips for travel and I talked about my pillow and stuff, which you'll probably mention. So I've talked about this in a previous episode. So please go listen to that because I really break down a lot of this stuff. But there was something new that you just mentioned that I didn't mention in my previous episode. The backpack that I have, how it opens up like luggage. It's amazing.
So
it
useful.
stores
So much.
So much.
So
my
much.
gosh. And then this is a really small one, but doing reusable Ziploc bags instead of the disposable ones, instead of just like the regular Ziploc, use a reusable one because they're much thicker material. And then especially if you're going to be gone for like weeks on end, they're really helpful because you can pack your shampoos and stuff like that in it, but then you can just wash it out and then you can use it for snacks.
Right.
So you can put pretzels and chocolates and whatever it is in those bags and take them out for like lunches and things like that if you're traveling around and you want to store food, because there's no real other way to do that. But if you have these reusable, resealable bags that aren't flimsy, it makes a world of difference.
Right. And like the plastic bags, I've noticed when I go on trips or travel that they usually end up having soap all over it and then they tear and then you can't use them again or you can't bring them back when you travel home. So like having these reusable bags was so handy throughout the trip and traveling and moving to different places and hotels. It really worked out. The next thing is the airplane. Okay. There were so many new things I learned from Nikki, which were so interesting. Like at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like
it's
like,
crazy.
Like I was like, there's no way. Like this is weird. Like no, I'm not doing this. But first of all, I'll talk about the pillow. Okay, this is amazing pillow. And you said you talked about this the other podcast, right?
Yes.
Amazing pillow. Like
Life-changing.
Life-changing. I felt like I was gonna look so dumb because like it does look funny. It's kind of this huge, weird, random thing. You put your head in and you're like, where's their face? It's just kind of odd. And when you sit next to someone, they're like, what are they blowing up? And so when I blew it up, I kind of felt like this is weird. Like I feel weird. I feel a little judged, but I just stuck my head in and then ignored everyone else and didn't care what they thought of me after that because I slept so good. I was sleeping like a queen. It felt so good. It was comfortable. I slept a good amount with that pillow. So
Yeah.
I will forever use it. And I don't care. Anytime I blow it up, when people are looking at me so weird, I'm going to be like, this is way worth it.
Anytime I show somebody this pillow, I'm like, you're gonna be nervous.
You're going to be
because
judged.
You're gonna be judged.
They're going to look at you so hardcore.
But 3 hours into that flight,
They're gonna be asking. Well, what's funny is at the end of the flight, some of the flight attendants came to me and they were like, so do you like this pillow? and they're like, should I invest in one? Like, what do you think? What is your opinion? You know, how did you sleep? And so I just gave this whole like rating of how amazing this pillow is. And this flight attendant was like, okay, like I'm gonna get one. Everyone was curious after.
yes, and it's $20.
So cheap.
Yes.
And it would be useful forever.
Yes.
It's amazing.
And
Like,
it comes with an eye mask
yeah,
and
and
earplugs.
Yep. I use that too. Those are fantastic.
Well, and wasn't it nice to have pressure on your legs?
Yes.
And have a place for your arms
Yes.
to go?
Actually, that was one of my favorite parts is having that arm to wrap around myself to just hug myself while I'm sleeping. It was so comfortable, so nice. Forever will love that thing.
The judgment that you're gonna have, it's gonna be real. But the sleep that you get
It's worth it.
makes it all fade away. You're like, judge all you want. Because I know when I slept for 7 out of this 10-hour flight, and you didn't sleep a wink, you're wishing you were me.
Right? Especially when your neck is cramped and you're just in so much pain.
This
so worth
pillow
it.
needs sponsor immediately. This is not sponsored. This is not an ad. But I feel like I should contact
should
them.
be.
Yeah, I'm like, I will be your number one advocate for this pillow.
I'll be second.
Yeah, I've gotten every single one of my friends that came to see me when I lived in Switzerland.
Yeah.
I had them use this pillow.
Oh.
Every single one of them was like,
Good.
that pillow's amazing. All my family has them. Like,
Yeah.
guys, I'm telling you.
Worth it. It's worth it. Worth the
Yeah.
purchase. Okay, and then in addition to my flight experience, Nikki tells me about these little gift bags she gives to the flight attendants, and I was like, okay, that's kind of extreme. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do that. Like, I don't know if I can hand out treats and a little card. But I did. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see. I'll test it out. I kicked myself because I only did it for the first flight because I was skeptical. So I put together this cute little bag of little candies and little treats, and it was super small. I did it pretty low key, and my note was pretty low key. But basically, the note consisted of this cheesy, thank you so much for all you do. Like, I, appreciate you. I see you, and, thanks for letting me fly on your flight. Kind of something like that. Super cheesy. I go onto the plane and hand them out to everyone there. I was like, okay, I did it. Like, great. This is fine. Go to my seat. The amount of amazing gifts and kindness I received from the flight attendants was incredible.
They treat you like you just gave them $1 million when you gave them a Tootsie Roll.
I was shocked. Like, it was so crazy. So I get to my seat and they are checking, how are you? Like, are you comfortable? Is everything good? You got everything you need? Yeah, I got it. I'm good. But then like 30 minutes into the flight, how are you? They're just checking on me all the time. And then I'm sitting there far into the flight and watching my movie, and all of a sudden they come with this bag of treats and just sets it on my lap. And they're like, thought you'd want some treats. I'm like, what?
Were they the first class? Because I've gotten first class snacks before.
Maybe they were. I don't know. I didn't even think about that. There was just a pile of good treats. Probably were, honestly. I was just shocked though. She just continued to stand by my, chair, ask me how I'm doing. It was so amazing. To be honest, it was like the best feeling ever. Like, I felt like I was the most important person on that flight. And there was one point too where they were just checking on me so much and asking how I'm doing, making sure I was comfortable, that I was like, if this plane crashed, I would be the first one they would save.
Yes.
Like, they loved me. I felt so safe. I was not scared to crash because I knew that they would protect me. It was that amazing.
Oh
So it was a great experience. Literally so good that I felt so sad when I didn't have bags to bring back. I was like, wow, I am missing out on a great experience on my flight home.
It makes me so happy that you at least did it for one flight.
Right.
Because I can't even tell you the amount of people that I have told this to. I have posted it on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I did a podcast episode on it where I'm like, guys, do flight attendant gifts.
It's so worth
do
it.
gift bags. I've gotten rows to myself before.
And I'm sure I probably could have got that. I actually didn't ask for a row for myself, but I 100% believe that they would have given me it if I asked.
See, and that's
For
the thing
sure.
is because it'll build your confidence. Because I'll even do it literally for my, 2-hour flights.
Yeah.
I do it for every single flight that I'm on.
Right.
And I bring enough for both the one going and the one coming back. Did you do early boarding at
Yes,
all?
I did do that. So
here's
that
a
is
tip.
really
Here's a
good.
tip.
Asking to go on early, just saying I would like to have extra assistance, like going on the plane early.
I just need extra time.
Extra time, yeah. That is like so useful because it was nice to not have everyone just sitting there. It was nice to go early and be able to hand every single one and talk to them for a sec, you know, and then that's where you're sitting, right? Like that was really nice to have that time to like kind of get myself oriented with them and them knowing where I'm gonna be to take care of me, you know? So that was really good.
That's a huge tip that I have, that if you're gonna do the flight attendant gifts, go for early boarding. They won't ask you why. You don't have to give any justification. They'll just, you know, when they over the intercom, they're like, for anybody that needs a little extra time, you do that. So that way it's not as showy, you know, like it's a little bit awkward if all the other passengers are like seeing you hand these out. Gifts. It looks a little bit more for show. And instead of truly like the goodness of your heart.
Telling them thank you.
Yeah, like telling them thank you. But also, I mean, it's one of those amazing things where yes, you're doing it to be nice, but it gets you so much.
Oh yeah.
Like really, truly, I feel like you give a little, they give a lot. It's made me never want to stop because I see the joy that it brings the flight attendants, but then they give that right back to me. Right. And it's just this wonderful, beautiful love of humanity type of moment. So like going on early, giving them the gifts. I recommend doing that rather than just like going on at your regular time, because then they're going to be busy and, you know, making sure all the passengers are coming on. So now you're adding like stress to them by giving them something to hold in their hand. Whereas if you're the first one on the plane with that early boarding, then they can go and like put it somewhere where they can eat it later.
Right. I love the gift bags too, because in all reality, like everyone wants to be appreciated. Everyone wants to know that what they do is appreciated for their efforts and whatever they do. So like these gift bags are just really simple and sweet. It's just something that shows that you see them and they're awesome for what they do. It's so fun just to like tell them thank you and then receive so much kindness from them. It is a win-win, what you receive and what you give.
I absolutely recommend it. And now when I do like long travel days, I'll do an entire set, not for flight attendants, but I'll do it for like janitors and people who clean the bathrooms in the airport. Just so that I can include more people in on it. The flight attendants, they're in a position where they can give back to you immediately. Right. But it becomes this bigger thing of, I want to show all these people that because of what they're doing, I'm able to live my dream, do all this. And like, I appreciate all of the work that they're putting in. Heaven knows I couldn't be a flight attendant. So I'm going to thank every single one of them with my last breath.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want your job. Think of every job that you don't want. Create a little thank you gift for them. Like, it'll go a long way. Just think. There are people that have these jobs that you couldn't be paid enough to do. We should thank them more often.
Yeah. Now I know, like, it is so worth it. It is so good. And it makes you feel good. It makes you feel so good at the end.
Yeah. And those first class snacks, man.
Amazing.
Those are so good. I've gotten the first class meals before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, especially when I've gotten my rows to myself, which has happened many times. It's easier for them to give me the first class stuff, because then I don't have people around me being like, hey, I want that.
Right.
You know, because they do have to, depending on where you're seated, depending on all this stuff, you know, sometimes they can't give you everything that they want. Or I've had it before where when I was on a full row, I went to the back to go to the bathroom and they were like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you came back here, because they had stuff waiting for me, but they couldn't give it to me when I was at my seat because other people would see, but they had stuff for me in the back.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So nice. So nice. Yeah.
Oh.
So do flight attendant gifts, you guys.
It's worth it.
Emily can attest.
I will now forever do that. Other than that, getting to Scotland, honestly, the things that were so useful that you helped me do beforehand was making sure I had a portable charger, making sure that I had maps downloaded, like all the destinations. That was so critical. It was crazy how fast my phone would die. It was intense, but luckily I had that portable charger and the downloaded maps where like I was able to find my destinations quick. So that was something that I wouldn't have thought of until you had told me to do that. So that was so useful to have.
How was the bus and the trains? Because I know you were nervous about that.
I was very nervous about that. But luckily you kind of went through it with me of what to do, what to say and stuff. That was so useful. Because actually right when I got there, I felt so lost.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
It's so overwhelming because I take a bus from the airport to this destination that's kind of like, I think it was like 2 or 3 miles away from my motel. And I remember being like, where do I go now? Like, what do I do? Yeah. But like, it was so awesome because you had showed me when I put in my destination, look at the buses, like they have the name of the bus on the top of the buses. So it's like super easy and it tells you how many stops to go. It was actually more simple than I thought, but I don't think I would have understood that unless you had taught me that. So I think learning about it, you told me to look at videos of, transportation there. That just made it so safe for me and I felt more comfortable going about my destinations and getting on buses and stops, I felt like I knew what I was going into, so I was able to do it more smoothly. So it was so worth it. So good.
Oh, this makes me so stinking happy because I really try and encourage, especially single women, to travel, right? But everybody will give you their own fears about it, and then you have your own. So I want women to get out of their own way and travel. A really big way to do that is, as women, we need to feel safe, right? Once you get past that safety thing, then you're like, you know what, I can do this. I am capable. You know, you have more confidence.
Exactly.
But knowing what a bus system is going to look like, especially coming prepared from America. I know that I have quite a few people that listen that are not from America. They'd probably be like, what? But listen, like it's coming from a state that does not have buses and doesn't have trains.
Right.
When you have never used that before, you're right. It is quite simple. It's easy to figure out, but if you have nothing to base this off of,
it's overwhelming.
You don't know what anything means. You're overwhelmed. You feel very alone, feel very unsafe because you're like, well, I don't know if I can ask people because then they're immediately going to know that I'm here traveling alone. Like, there's a lot. But yeah, doing something as simple as looking up YouTube videos of how to take the public transit in whatever cities you're going to and understanding how to use the Maps app for public transit and what the symbols mean, what the buses mean, how it's read. When it says this thing, this means that this is the stop that you're at. This is what it means.
You have, and then,
and this is the name of your stop. Knowing those things and learning them before you go can ease a lot of worry.
Oh, it does so much. I remember getting there and like I thought I would be more, you know, stressed and feeling lost or maybe concerned for my safety, but like I felt so calm because I had known that beforehand I had worked so hard to learn the system. I had worked so hard watching the videos and learning about the system that I was like, no matter what, like I think I've got this. So I felt so calm. Like it was so good. I think learning and studying and preparing for traveling is key to like having a good experience where you go.
Absolutely. And then when you're not stressed, you can look out the window and have an enjoyable time because you know that your stop's in 5 stops. You know how to watch for it, so you don't have to be like nose in your phone the whole time, you know, stressed out of your mind. Am I gonna miss it? No, you can look out the window, you can talk to somebody, then you have more control over your own experience rather than the stress having control over you.
Right. Exactly. I think the last thing that I want to talk about too is the tour that I did, if that's okay.
Yes. Oh, I want you to also talk about the people picking you up for church.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I can't believe I forgot about that. Okay. Yes. That was so good. So Nikki advised me to reach out to people in my church, in my community, especially in the community of Scotland. So I ended up reaching out to the local bishop there. So first it was in the missionaries, but they referred me to the bishop. But I asked the bishop, you know, I am in Scotland, I'm alone, I don't have transportation. Can you give me a ride to church? So the bishop, amazing guy he is, and honestly, our church community is so good at, you know, just dropping everything and helping people that are in need. He finds me this cute little couple to take me to church. It was awesome. I get my ride to church, and the people in Scotland are so friendly too. So like, it was so fun going to church with them. Awesome time. Then they dropped me off at home, and I was like, okay, perfect. That was so kind of them. Like, great. About 20 minutes later, after they dropped me off, I get this text from the couple, and they're like, can we have you over for dinner? And I was like, what? I did literally nothing. These people have served me the whole time, and then they come and bring me to dinner. Like, they just take me in.
Well, and I told you that was gonna happen.
Yes, you literally quote unquote said, like, they will bring you to dinner. And, and it's so true. Like, 20 minutes later, they're inviting me to dinner. It was awesome. I had my first meal there in Scotland with this beautiful family. Learned all the fun little traditions of Scotland with them. So, like, it was amazing. Isn't it so cool?
Best? Guys, that is my biggest life hack. Look up whatever community that you have, if you are a part of a religious organization or if you're a part of some international group. Like, it doesn't even have to be religious necessarily. There are different chapters of different things that exist everywhere around the globe. Reach out to people, and you have to be willing to put yourself in a position to ask for help. And I think for a lot of people, they miss out on so many opportunities because they're afraid to ask for help.
Right.
They're afraid to, like, put somebody else out or, like, be a burden to somebody. Well, why are you assuming that you'd be a burden? Don't you know yourself? Don't you know that it's a privilege for everyone to be around you? Truly,
It's true.
If you know that you are the type of person that's fun to be around and that would bring good conversation, that you are a fun person to meet, I think if you don't feel that way about yourself, I think you should start there and start building some self-confidence, ladies. Okay, you're worth being around, for one, and you're worth meeting. And then it kind of takes that away a little bit of like, no, if I'm asking for someone's help, that's okay, because aren't we all here on planet Earth to like help each other out?
Right. And I think most people too want to be helpful. Like, people like being asked. They like helping people. You know, being a little humble, you know, and asking for help just helps the person in the end, because they want to do that. They want to find ways to help people. So it just makes it easy on both ends, you know?
Exactly. I know that I'm always so happy when someone takes me up on my offer.
Exactly.
You know, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. You know, when I said I'd love to help you out, like, let me know if you need anything, and you tell me that you need something, like,
that's the best feeling.
It is. So if we stop thinking about it as, oh, I'm just a burden and I don't want to bother people and I don't know them, they're strangers. Instead, think of it as, what an amazing opportunity I have right now for other people to bless my life and also for me to bless theirs. If we all had that attitude, think of what the world could
would be so much better.
Yeah, if it's like, no, me asking for help is allowing someone else to be blessed by God. Like, you're welcome.
So honestly, that was probably my favorite part, was like having that resource. And two, it was nice because when they dropped me off after dinner, they were like, I'm here all week for you. Like, so tell me when you need something. If you have any questions, we'll be right here. It was so nice.
That's another thing is, with this safety aspect, if you are a single female traveler, have people in the country that know you're there.
Right.
Because that can really help with just peace of mind, that if something were to happen, if anything were to happen, you have somebody in that country to call, because you can't call home. There's this huge time difference. You know, maybe you don't have a cell phone plan that allows for it. Like, but having someone that knows that you're there, that has met you, it makes things so much easier. And for those that like aren't a part of a religious organization or something, maybe do one day at an Airbnb, or if you're doing a hotel, introduce yourself to the front desk person. I always have had a lot of peace that if something were to happen to me, I know that I could call my local bishop in whatever country I'm in, not even having met them, and they would show up for me.
Right.
So have people that you can call.
All these things that you prepped me for and had told me and advised me to do literally made my trip so good. I never had to worry ever about my safety, because I had all these resources and all these things that you had told me to do that helped me to just have a good time and not have to stress about that kind of thing, you know?
Yay! And you did it ahead of time as well.
Yes.
Don't leave it for the last minute. I mean, you texted the bishop or like the missionary stuff like what, a month and a half in advance?
Right. Yep. Long time ago.
You can do these things in advance.
Yeah.
It's not just, you know, you're showing up the day of and then you're contacting somebody to be like, can I get a ride to church?
Right.
No, have this stuff set up in place so they know that you're coming. They're planning on picking you up. Then it gets them excited for it.
One, it just makes you feel too like this peace. Right when I got on the plane, like I didn't have to worry about all these things I needed to do because I had already done most of it before I even got there.
Yes! Here's an option for you girlies that travel solo. We have our episode with Ellie where she talks about she traveled with a group of people. And now we have yet another option for you if you're being a solo traveler.
Yes. Okay, so this was really awesome, especially because I was there only for a week. I wanted to do something super short, but got me, opportunity to see lots of places in Scotland. I found this little website that's called Rabies Tour. Basically, it's a bus tour. So you go to 4 or 5 different destinations. Throughout the bus tour, though, you have this tour guide that is telling you stories and is playing Scotland music and telling fun facts about Scotland. The tour was just so awesome because it was one day, started at 8 in the morning, got on the bus, we went to Loch Lomond, beautiful castles, we went to Oban and Inverary, and there was maybe 2 or more destinations. We had usually about 30 minutes to sometimes an hour and a half at these destinations, depending on where we went. It was perfect amount of time to go see what we wanted to see there. And the tour guide was just so funny and so fun. It felt safe too. That's something I liked about this tour is I knew I was alone. And having this little small group, I think there was 15 of us in the bus, it made it so fun to like have just a small group to go and tour these beautiful places, especially because I have no way to get there on my own. So having this tour little opportunity was perfect for me. So fun.
So stinking fun. And then tell the people what you were doing in Scotland, because I like to always advertise, if you're in school, if you are a college student, there are a lot of opportunities and resources to travel.
Yes. I do research at BYU. I study infants and their emotion and cognition understanding. I was doing research with my professor, and he one time was like, hey, like there's opportunities to present research in random countries. Does anyone want to go? I was like, well, this is kind of a unique opportunity. So I did it. It's so nice because I was given this opportunity to go present research, but I was funded and given lots of help from the school. It was so nice to not have to stress about the money that goes into traveling, because it is expensive. Traveling is a lot. But because I'm a student and because I'm doing research, like relying on the school and the research team to get me to these really cool places to do fun things, use it as you can, you know? And it was perfect because I had about 3 or 4 days to really tour Scotland, and then the other days to present.
There's just so many different ways for you to do what you want to do. Because, I feel like a lot of people are just like, well, I want to travel, but it's too expensive. Or I'm not brave enough. Or it's like too risky. There are ways to tackle each one of those obstacles. If you really want to do it, if that's something you truly desire, there are ways to make it happen.
Right. I feel like it starts with like looking into the options in school. There are so many things that the school provides that you just have to ask for. You just have to search, because it's not very advertised, but if you dive in and kind of get some information from them, you can do so many things that you just would never imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of people are like, well, who do I ask? Where do I go? At UVU, they have the Women's Success Center, and you have success coaching sessions. And their whole job is to know every resource at the school. Go see your counselor and say, hey, who do I talk to at this school that knows all the people? Because everyone knows of like the study abroad office, but a lot of people don't know about like these
side things.
Oh, it's the side things that you want. The study abroad office, granted, shout out to my study abroad office. I worked for the study abroad office, and my advisor, Paige, she's the manager at UVU. She was incredible. Like, she is insanely good at her job, and she does those side things. She's in all of the conversations with all of the side people. So I was lucky for that reason, you know, talking to her. But there's a lot more side opportunities that are underutilized than the ones that everybody knows about, obviously, right? Like, everybody knows about study abroad. But I can't even tell you the amount of people that didn't know about the National Student Exchange Program that I did for the Virgin Islands. And I'll do an entire episode on the Virgin Islands and what that program is. It's this program where you can be an exchange student for any other university in the U.S. that's a part of this program, which also includes U.S. territories. I paid my school tuition to my university to attend a different university in the Virgin Islands and take a snorkeling class and take a scuba diving class. But the credits all transferred back to my university because I was paying UVU to go to school in the Virgin Islands.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
And like, that's just like one of those side things. Like, there's tons of side stuff.
I think you gotta like just step in and be comfortable with asking questions and reaching out to just these professors or, you know, your advisor about, you know, the opportunities that they have, because there's so many.
Yes. Oh, go travel, go have fun, make your flight attendant gifts, buy my pillow.
It's all worth it.
Yes, follow your dreams. Moral of the story. Amberly, thank you so much for coming on for this little section all about traveling, just feeding my narcissism. Like, I really appreciate you. Any last words that you would like to say to the people?
No, other than listen to this podcast. Like, listen to, not only because I'm speaking on this one, but listen to all of them. They are well done. And Nikki knows what she's doing, and she makes it fun. Literally listen to her.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. And thank you, Amberly, for coming on, for talking about travel with me. You know it's one of my favorite topics. You guys, I hope you have a fabulous week. And you join me next week to hear all of my thoughts on life, because this has been Life According to Nikki.